watching Local News 8 at 6. Local people, local news.
We're starting with some breaking news right off the top tonight out of Blackfoot. We are told that there is a SWAT situation involving police on Peach Street near Spruce. We don't have a lot of details, but we do know the Blackfoot police, along with the SWAT team, are in this area. We have a reporter headed to Blackfoot right now to gather the latest, and we'll have more information on this coming up tonight at 10 and on localnews8.com. And happening right now, Old Man Winter is back. This is a live look at Interstate 84 in Boise. Lots of snow on the ground, snow-covered roads. Situations are so bad out there, in fact, that the National Guard has been called in to help clear the streets out there. Snow continues to come down, and it is the same situation across much of Idaho. Right now, Chris Nessman joins us right off the top because we've got snow coming in along by freezing rain, cold, it's just a little bit of everything.
All the above. This is where that test answer would definitely apply. Because, yeah, we do have the rain again. Taking a look at Viper radar, the snow, lots of snow showers across the region. And just be fair for Boise, they have had as much snow as we had, but they don't have nearly as many plows as we do. So certainly a tough situation as far as traveling. But looking at where the heaviest, we've had this band kind of charge through that's bringing the heaviest snow. It's just moving out of Blackfoot, and it will slowly be sliding across the rest of the region as kind of the second half of it moves through. So a very busy night tonight as far as snow showers. You see from our Farm Bureau Skycam Pocatello, roads are snow covered. It's still 9 degrees. We will be warming up this evening as we have a southwesterly flow. Hence, winter storm warning, winter weather advisory, and the flood advisory or flash flood watch, should I say, because there is potential for rain to fall on top of our frozen ground. So these temperatures, they'll be gone by tomorrow as we'll see more above even what they're seeing right now in Twin Falls and Burley. Now coming up, I'll have the full weather forecast as well as a look at, Chris, when we'll finally, potentially, have a break from all of this.
We are looking forward to warmer temperatures. Thank you, Chris. Our current cold temperatures are getting the blame for a water main break in Idaho Falls. The break happened around 1 o'clock this afternoon near Azalea and Seconia Drive. We are told that the cold caused soil to shift. That then caused the main to break. It has since been fixed, and those who are without water didn't have water for about an hour, but it has since been restored. And as we prepare for warmer temperatures, one big concern with all the melting ice on rivers is the risk of ice jams. It's something that many are already dealing with. Local News 8 viewer Leslie Clark sent us this video and some pictures. She tells us there are several ice jams on Birch Creek that are causing the water to overflow Highway 28 near Mud Lake. Just take a look at how big some of the jams are. You can see a backhoe has already been brought in to help break it up. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Michael Coates told me earlier this week our weekend thaw is just going to create a bigger problem and jam up the Snake River Plain. He offers this advice to those who might be affected.
Be looking at getting some sandbags or looking for ways for where that water to go, because if the water can't drain off on your property, it's got to go somewhere. So even if you don't live by a river, if you live by a storm drain, try to keep things clear. Try to clean out drainages. Try to make sure that low-lying areas are kept clear of as much snow as possible.
Another area of concern is near Salmon. Bonnie Jensen sent us these pictures. No one is really worried about the ice jam at this point, but she says when it gets up to the road level of the bridge, that's when you've got some problems. Emergency officials are keeping a close eye on it and hope for some warmer temperatures so that it'll break loose on its own. Winter weather conditions are not just causing flooding concerns. Idaho State Police are reminding drivers of problems on the roads. In a news release, State Police said that they have responded to several crashes on I-84 near the Juniper Rest area. ISP reminds drivers to slow down and be extra cautious. And due to bad road conditions, the Rigby versus Burley boys basketball game has been canceled for tonight. We're told that Burley canceled due to the road conditions between Burley and Pocatello. And here is proof of the dangerous driving conditions. 2 people were taken to the hospital. This was after a crash on Highway 50 near the Hanson Bridge. It was near Kimberly. We're told that a semi-trailer overturned when the driver lost control. The semi was then hit by another car. 1 person was taken to the hospital, and we don't have a word on their condition. So it's not just us here in Idaho being hit with round after round after round of winter weather. Tonight, several states on the West Coast being dealt a round of winter. ABC's Michelle Franzen with the latest on the problems out east.
A winter wallop from North Carolina to Massachusetts.
Stay home. Do not go out, drive drive on the road unless you absolutely have to.
The Tar Heel State under a state of emergency. Parts including Greensboro hit with 10 inches of snow, sleet and ice making roads treacherous. Road crews out in full force.
We will stay home all weekend just because we can.
In Virginia, over a half a foot of snow on the ground, and our nation's capital, a winter wonderland. Further up the coast, the Big Apple with a big headache. In central Connecticut, a travel nightmare. At least 20 cars, 3 tractor trailers, and a tanker colliding along I-91 near Middletown, shutting down the northbound and southbound lanes. Traffic snarled for miles. Further north, near Cape Cod, roads completely covered. Not a single car in sight. This storm is expected to drop a foot of snow in that area when it comes to an end after midnight. While the east digs out, forecasters are looking ahead to the atmospheric river pattern from the Pacific that'll drop heavy rain in the Golden State that could cause mudslides in the region. Michelle Franzen, ABC News, New York.
Many states along the East Coast are expecting anywhere between 4 and 10 inches of snow. It's going to be a cold night for those at Grand Targhee. The power is still out. The resort, though, is still open. They're using their diesel generators to power the lifts. They tell us there is a fault in the underground line. The problem has not been found yet, though. Crews are trying to isolate the spot as they work along the underground line in sub-zero temperatures. An update now to a canceled Amber Alert out of Wyoming that only Local News 8 has been covering. The State Patrol in Iowa requested the alert be issued for these 2 children, Morgan and Landon Griffin. Officials in Iowa say the 2 were last seen on Tuesday. We are told that while the alert has been canceled, that's because of alert protocol. We're not sure exactly what that means. We haven't been able to reach State Patrol. We are told that they are still in danger. The 2 are said to have been kidnapped by their mother, Mary Purcell, who had her parental rights terminated. Polk County, Iowa officials say they may be headed to Oregon, and anyone with information is asked to call 911. The former mayor of Pocatello, Greg Anderson, has had a massive stroke and is in the hospital. He's listed in critical condition. His wife, Cheryl, says that they would appreciate prayers. Anderson was mayor of Pocatello from 1998 to 2002. A retirement party for Jackson Fire Chief Willie Watsbaugh is happening right now. The chief served 40 years for the Jackson Hole-Teton County Fire Department. The open house is taking place at the Wart Hotel Jackson Room. Appetizers and a cash bar are happening. This will end at 7 o'clock. This Monday is Take the Lead Day, also known as Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. The Bonneville Youth Development Council will be honoring Bonneville County law enforcement. It's happening at the Fairbridge Inn and Suites from 11:30 to 1 on Monday. So there are several ways that community members can join in supporting and thanking our law enforcement officers. 1, tie a blue ribbon to the antenna of your car, or join Take the Lead Appreciation Day's Facebook page. You can also change your profile picture on social media to the JPEG image found on the Facebook page. Also, see a police officer, thank a police officer. And another option, wear blue clothing in support of law enforcement. On the Education Watch tonight, a shortage of teachers in southeast Idaho has districts scrambling to fill the classroom. Today, the Idaho Falls School District 91 held a teacher job fair. This is the first teacher job fair of the year. District 91 is predicting openings for elementary and secondary teachers in English, math, science, social studies, and special needs. District 91 is optimistic about finding the best teachers at this time.
We're looking for teachers who are ready to dig in and build strong relationships with students, who are willing to work cooperatively with other teachers, teachers who are willing to share students' progress with them, to look at and analyze students' achievements and build common formative assessments together. We're looking at teachers who are familiar with the Idaho core standards.
So if you missed today's job fair, another teacher job fair may be held sometime in February. This afternoon's weather made it almost the perfect day to hit the slopes, and dozens of people did just that up at Kelly Canyon. The locally owned ski resort is celebrating its 60th season. In addition to the dozens who hit the hills, the resort kicked off its Kelly Kids Ski Saturday ski school. For those who prefer snowshoeing, fat bike, or cross-country skiing, new this year, something being called Shred the Mountain, and it's kind of cool.
The idea is that those trails can be accessed either starting here at the lodge and moving up the mountain, or they can actually take their bike or their skis up lift 4 and hit some of those trails from the top.
Ski school will continue for the next 3 weeks. You can still sign up for the next 3 classes. We placed a link to the information on how to do so on our website. That is localnews8.com. And if you're looking to do some night skiing, Kelly's Canyon will hold a glow night this evening. Everyone who plans to hit the slopes this evening will be given a glow stick to deck out their attire. The goal is to help light up the mountain. Lifties, those who work the ski lift, will give you your glow stick as you prepare to trek up the mountain. Kelly Canyon is open until 9:30 this evening. Good news tonight for retailers. Christmas sales are looking positive. We'll explain that coming up. Plus, airport security around the nation has been increased after yesterday's horrific shooting in Fort Lauderdale. Right after the break, how some airports are keeping its flyers safe.
And a little bit after that, we'll be looking at our weather forecast, and it's a bit of an interesting one because we'll see some places seeing some rain, other folks getting a lot of snow, and then, luckily for everyone, we do have a bit of sunshine in the forecast as well. I'll tell you when, coming up.
Local people, local news. You're watching Local News 8 at 6.
New developments this evening out of Florida. We are learning more about the mental state of the gunman who opened fire at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood Airport, killing 5 people and wounding several others. ABC's Kenneth Moten starts our news around the nation with the latest.
Chaos and carnage in the baggage claim of Fort Lauderdale's airport after a shooting rampage.
The casings are flying all around us.
And this morning, authorities are holding 26-year-old Esteban Santiago for the crime.
We have not ruled out anything. We continue to look at all avenues and all motives for this horrific attack.
But investigators admit they don't know why Santiago suddenly opened fire.
A herd of people just started running down the way and trampling over people, and security yelled, "Everybody hit the floor!"
That warning, too late for some. This woman was fatally wounded. The urgent calls for help.
Down fire downstairs. Lower level inside. We have a subject with gunshot to the head.
Travelers looked on in horror as the gunman let loose a hail of bullets.
I'm looking at a man and a woman, and a man bleeding profusely, and a woman who just says, "Help, help."
He did nothing but swing the gun and shoot.
As heavily armed SWAT teams rushed to the scene, hundreds ran for their safety. The airport terminals were evacuated, some marching away with their hands in the air. Santiago threw down his gun and surrendered to police without a struggle.
This is a tragic and difficult and challenging situation. We have a united front here, and we really just want to extend our appreciation to everyone for their patience and understanding.
Santiago's aunt in New Jersey told media in Spanish the ex-Army reservist had issues when he returned from Iraq a few years ago. Investigators are also working to figure out why Santiago traveled to Florida, and they're looking through his military records and social media posts as they try to find a motive. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Fort Lauderdale.
And some breaking news just into our newsroom on this case. CNN is now reporting that Santiago has been charged with 3 federal charges, All 3 of those carry the death penalty. Meantime, security at Los Angeles International Airport has been increased following the shooting. The airport has increased staff throughout the airport, including motorcycle police officers and some canine teams. Other airports in the LA area, like Bob Hope Airport and John Wayne Airport, said it's prepared to adjust if necessary. In eastern Idaho, the Idaho Falls Regional Airport Director Craig Davis says security procedures are already in place and no changes are currently being made. And to the south of the Pocatello Airport, the director there says, don't expect any changes either. Both directors say they are waiting for more information before making any final decisions. Continuing back around the nation now, we take you down south to Texas, where a music teacher has been charged with super aggravated sex assault against a child. Detectives say for the past 2 years, the teacher was giving private music lessons to children at the School of Rock facility. The reported offense happened in November, the victim a 4-year-old child. Authorities are asking for the public's help in identifying if there are any other victims in this case. To our west in California, a missing music video director missing since December 29th. 40-year-old Travis Peterson's wife says he was last seen at a gas station. His wife says she got a text message from him that afternoon and knows he spoke with a psychologist, but hasn't heard from him since. She's hired a private investigator to help with the search and is pleading with the public for help.
And now, Chris Nessman with your first alert forecast.
All right, closer to home, taking a look at our weather and radar and all sorts of stuff. We are seeing some snow showers right now. 9 degrees right now in Rexburg, too. And with the oncoming storm, those temperatures, well, they're going to be going up. So that is good in some ways. The downside is we're going to start to see some of this snow turn into rain tomorrow. And we're going to be talking about potential flooding. The reason is all of this is coming from the southwest and ultimately it's coming from Hawaii. So we're having a bit of a Pineapple Express scenario, meaning lots of moisture, and it is warmer than we typically get at this time of year. So watch Vipercast. Initially we're seeing some snow showers tonight, but watch this area of rain, which Burley, Twin Falls, Boise will be getting throughout the night as it kind of starts to surge up by the afternoon. So here's dinner time, starting to inch close to Idaho Falls, not quite, and then going all the way north, even close to Rexburg, possibly St. Anthony. So a lot of warm air coming in. The downside with that is the ground is still going to be frozen. So again, rain on top of melting snow on top of frozen ground equals flood potential. We'll be seeing that Sunday into Monday, though by Tuesday temperatures will dip back down again and we'll be seeing more snow than rain. So it's not going to last long, but again, like we talked about earlier, if you live near some flood-prone areas or have a low-lying spot around, just keep an eye on it because we could be seeing some ponding and localized flooding. Tonight's lows, tomorrow's highs. Still chilly tonight, but tomorrow, I mean, look at that, above freezing in a couple of places for the southern Snake River Plain. Central Mountains, similar story, and Salmon looks like they'll finally be breaking from the Arctic script. 19 for a high tomorrow, and you look further out, getting slightly warmer. Still not going to celebrate too much for the Lehigh County area, but hey, bit better than it was. Rexburg tonight, 11, tomorrow, 29, and you see even Rexburg breaking above freezing come Monday. And even if it doesn't get above freezing, some places will still see rain as the upper atmosphere warms up. So even a little bit of freezing rain, though I think the worst of that will be towards the Burley, Magic Valley areas. Idaho Falls extended forecast. Warming up and then slowly cooling down. Of course, the whole time we'll be seeing strong blustery winds, so keep that in your back pocket. And again, if you are looking for a break, you want a reprieve from all this, next Thursday, Friday actually look like the best bet at seeing temperatures closer to average and no major chances of snowfall. In fact, Thursday afternoon into Friday, I'd say the best bet. Even though that 20% chance means you might see a little something, I don't think it's going to be a whole lot, at least for right now. Jackson. Staying mainly below freezing, possibly bumping above it on Monday, but I think Jackson will stick with the snow showers. And again, blustery conditions. And next Friday doesn't look too bad because we've had sunshine this past week, but it's hard to enjoy sunshine when it was 0 outside.
It looks really nice outside.
So 21.
And then when you go outside, it's freezing cold. I was outside earlier and my hands were like ice.
Oh,
I couldn't move and I had gloves on.
So I have, because lived in the good old Northern Canada, have like an Arctic hat that really warm. It's way too hot if it's even 10. I've used it this week.
I might have to just give you my credit card and let you go winter shopping for me.
They're expensive. I used it for a while, but I haven't had to use it since except this week. So.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Well, the future is now at the annual Consumer Electronics Show. The latest gadgets capturing the imagination and taking the spotlight. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis checked them out, and this starts your Consumer Report.
This morning, the future of technology. Robots, drones, and many of your favorite brands together in Las Vegas unveiling the latest, greatest innovations.
The goal for Cujo is to protect all those devices from hacking, malware.
This is the Sleep Number smart bed, guys. And first of all, it gels to your body. It also warms your feet.
Olympian Michael Phelps taking us inside Under Armour's new wearable technology.
To really see what your body's telling you. I think stats are so important.
Developed with Patriots quarterback Tom Brady, the new athlete recovery system meant to mirror his own recovery and sleep rituals.
The technology behind it emits far infrared. The far infrared, when it's against your skin, ends up reducing inflammation.
Plus, Under Armour's 3 new connected footwear styles, helping you track your fitness and progress.
A customized solution for you that used to only be available for the most elite of elite athletes.
Microsoft taking us for a test drive in the car of the future.
Where can I bring you?
Westgate.
Okay, let's go to Westgate.
Complete with a personal assistant who talks to you and knows your routine.
I booked a table at Chang of Las Vegas for 2 persons at 8 p.m.
Plus, the ability to switch into self-driving mode.
Right now, Lars just set up the system and took his hands off the wheel, and the car is driving itself?
Yes.
From riding along in cars to flying. The biggest drone company in the world, DJI, letting me try my hand at the wheel.
All right, now I'm done.
Impressive. Good news is expected when the final tally of holiday resales are released next week. Economists predict that total retail sales will increase by 0.5%. The Commerce Department will release the official retail sales totals for December on Friday. Many retailers get the bulk of their annual revenue during the holidays. The Christmas boost isn't all good news, though. Another retailer is closing its stores. Today, The Limited announced all stores nationwide officially close their doors. But don't get salty just yet. The website is still up and running, and the company will continue to ship nationwide. This is due to a growing preference for online shopping and fast fashion. The Limited brand fell on hard times in the mid-2000s, and it just never fully recovered. Are you taking care of your teeth? Good question. Brushing twice a day isn't the only way to take care of them. Some dentists are saying certain teeth habits have to go. I'll tell you what those are coming up. Plus, about 2% of children in the U.S. have a peanut allergy, and that number continues to grow. What doctors are recommending you do for your baby to prevent this from happening to them. It's that time of year for making resolutions to get healthier, and dentists say many people need to pay some more attention to their teeth. To start your health matters tonight, Dr. Dominic Lizio says grinding and clenching your teeth is a bad habit many people should try to break. I'm one of those. You're encouraged to wear a mouth guard at night to keep from teeth grinding.
A lot of Americans do it. It's usually related to stress, anxiety that they have. The teeth are worn down, the enamel starts to chip, fillings start to break.
Something else I'm guilty about, biting your nails, is another bad habit that you should give up. It can chip the edges of your teeth, and I'm proof of that. It's imperative to stop chewing ice and also using your teeth as tools.
It also makes your jaw end in a protruded position for an extended period of time, which could put stress on the jaw joint and the muscles that hold your jaw.
And to say another habit to break for both your dental health as well as your overall health is to stop snacking all day long, especially on those sugary foods and drinks we all love. Dentists say it can increase the chances of cavities. Something else doctors recommend are changing when it comes to children and peanut allergies. New research finds babies should be fed peanuts early in life to prevent allergies. About 2% of children in the United States have a peanut allergy, and those numbers are expected to grow. A trial of more than 600 infants found that eating peanuts regularly until age 5 reduces the likelihood of an allergy by about 8%. That study prompted health officials to rework guidelines on when to introduce peanuts into children. It's been a wild weekend weather as you look over Idaho Falls. Snow starting to fall across the Snake River Plain. Chris Nessman back with one final look at your forecast when we return. Before we go, Vice President Biden is leaving his mark on a historic desk drawer before he goes. With just 2 weeks left in office, he signed the desk drawer in the Eisenhower Executive Office Building. He's following in the footsteps of Vice President Walter Mondale, Nelson Rockefeller, George H.W. Bush, and Dan Quayle, Al Gore, and Dick Cheney, all who also signed the drawer. The Vice President's office says the desk is one of only 4 desks ever to have been used in the Oval Office. It was damaged but survived the West Wing fire on Christmas Eve, 1929. It's hard to believe that it's almost Inauguration Day as well.
That's crazy.
Right?
I was just thinking, wonder how much longer that desk will last. You know,
it wouldn't last much longer in these weather.
No, it definitely wouldn't. But you take a look at our extended forecast. At least we're warming up. The downside to the warm up again is the flood risk in some areas. So keep an eye, low-lying areas, storm drains near your house, etc. And of course, those blustery winds out of the southwest will keep us on the milder end. And if you're hoping for a break, next Thursday evening into Friday looks like your best bet, because it looks like come Saturday, Sunday of next week, we'll have another system moving through. Overall, I'd say this has been a very active winter. Which,
understatement.
I know. I mean, hard news is it's tough for especially those that have worked outside this week. Has been brutal. Good news, I mean, our water year at this rate is going to be
We'll be okay.
A-okay.
Thanks, Chris. More news tonight at 10 and more information on that breaking news online at localnews8.com. Have a good night.